Last night I completed the first segment of the Object 260 campaign, which is the medium section, by completing MT-15, the Hunter and the Hunted. This mission's been somewhat difficult because it relies on Matchmaker RNG to get you the HP pool for the 4,000 tank destroyer damage that you need to complete this mission. Even during tankrewards.com TD week, during the month of October, it's been difficult to get enough TDs in a match to effectively get this done. I probably have made 20 or 30 attempts during the tank destroyer week and still never really had enough HP pool on the enemy tank destroyer side to get this done. Now here, clearly we do. We have 8 tank destroyers, 3 of which are tier 10, so there's quite a bit of HP. Of course, the challenge with so many tank destroyers in the match is it's pretty easy to make a mistake and die. And so I'm trying to play this relatively conservative. Good thing is the enemy team only has one scout in the middle, which is typically where you get into trouble on this particular map. So I'm just hanging back. I know that there's going to be a bunch of tank destroyers down the 1-2 line camping like they normally do, and my team has started to push up there, so I'm hoping to get some early shots on tank destroyers. But I suspect that down that line is some of their bigger TDs, like the Yagi 100 or the Grill, so I'm not super eager to push on that line too early. Now, the tank that I've decided to use for this is the Japanese STB-1. This is actually, I think, my favorite tier 10 medium. It's my first tier 10 medium, so I have a slight attachment to it because of that. But it's also one of my favorites because of the superior gun depression. It has 10 degrees of gun depression. And the turret armor is pretty bouncy. Which you get in some of the other mediums as well, but this thing bounces some shots that you wouldn't expect it to. It's certainly not as mobile as some of the Russian TDs, and the gun handling is certainly lacking. As you can see, I miss a couple shots here in this RU. But overall, it's a great tank and has a really good DPM if you can actually get shots on target. So I've come to the realization that I'm not going to get a lot of damage on this side of the map early on. It looks like they're dug in pretty well over there. And I notice that there are 2 tank destroyers on the other side that I'm going to try to get some sniping shots on. And I also want to clear out this RU so that I have free roam of the middle of the map. So this is the short-term priority. And this is one of the challenges of doing these missions is making sure that you are not taking damage early, because you're likely going to have to take some risks later on in the match to get this mission done. So I finally get my first shots on a tank destroyer. There's a Ferdy that's been kind enough to expose his rear of his tank to me. And unfortunately, and this happens quite regularly, your enemy or your teammates are going to be putting shots in the enemy as well. So if you don't take timely shots, you're simply not going to get the HP damage. And I felt it was more important there to take out that RU than get another shot into the TD. So again, I'm just trying to clear out some of the stuff that's between me and the rest of the tank destroyers that are on this side. And once I clear out that E100, I feel a little more comfortable that I can start to move in. And now that IS-4 is dead, it's basically free reign. Not all of the tanks are spotted at this point, so I still need to be a little bit careful in the way that I approach this. So taking it relatively slow. But this is a good opportunity to get some damage into some of these TDs before they really start to rush on this side. Again, you see the importance of timely shots. I missed the last shot on the Ferdy just by a fraction of a second. Same is true here with that Yag. teammates just popped him off, which is very annoying because you have very specific targets that you need to hit, and this makes it a relatively difficult mission. Luckily, I come up on the rear of another TD, and I missed the first shot, putting it into his tracks, it looked like. But was able to get at least 2 shots into this T-30 before the team finished him off. At this point, I'm halfway through the mission, and I know that I'm in a good place because there's still 5 tank destroyers on the other side of the map that, given that how dug in they are, likely have the HP pool to help me complete this. So I'm going to try to move over there as stealthy as I can. The great thing is on this particular map, on the south side, there's this little road that provides quite a bit of cover, and given the turret armor that I have, this is actually a good position for me to approach them from, and I should be able to effectively snipe those TDs from this point. My teammate has moved up to spot. This is one of the things that makes it very useful to get these missions done. Having a teammate that's willing to work with you to do things like spotting or covering certain positions to funnel enemy in the way that you want them to be funneled. You see, I got a little aggressive there. It actually took a shot. But you're going to see the capability of the turret armor here as I bounce a couple shots from TDs. And I'm still trying to take it slow, even though I'm getting very, very close to completion of this mission, because I know that at any point I could take a big shot from that Yagi 100, or even the J Panther 2 that's over there has the ability to put some big hurt on me. And I usually don't run a fire extinguisher on any of my tanks, and so a fire would be devastating at this point. And also, there is an arty over there, clearly. I don't know exactly where he is, and he is the autoloader French arty, which makes it even worse. So I'm still trying to be somewhat cognizant of the damage that can be inflicted on me as I approach across this open field. And that's the shot right there. I now have 4,000 damage to TDs, thanks to Personal Mission Helper for being such a great mod, because it's difficult to track that. I'm just over the edge, so if I was tracking this mentally, I might not know that at this point, given all the mixed damage that I did. But I still have a portion of the mission to complete, which is, because this is a MT-15, I want to complete this with honors, because if I can complete the first 4 with honors, I don't need to go down the arty line, or maybe I can finish arty and not have to do, say, LT-15, which is very matchmaker RNG dependent. So I need to survive and win this. I have a good feeling that we are going to win this, but surviving is the difficult piece. So as soon as that Jaggy 100 turns and it faces me, I am evacuating that spot. I definitely don't want to take a shot of 1,000 or risk getting ammo reactors set on fire at this point. So I just shift behind and play the traditional flanking role for my team, and just continue to inflict damage and have a good match. Overall, this was about 6,600 damage, and a good match for the STB, and certainly huge for completing MT-15.